What's going on, Salam guys? Welcome to the JAMS 2016 Week 2 show, and I'm your host, Harsat. And you know what? As per the usual, we're going to go start off with some power rankings. And you know what? I'll have some commentary too. So staying at the top spot this week will be Boonton. They beat the heavy hitters, and it wasn't like a blowout. It was actually a close game, 13-12. I know probably most of you guys have seen the video that we uploaded in the forums. But yeah, Boonton started off the season with a W. The Brandon and Ardell connection is really strong. It seems to me that Brandon's always looking for Ardell whenever he can. And why not? He's a great athlete, makes some great catches. But ultimately, it was their captain, Omar Shakir, who came up with the first touchdown, or their first offensive touchdown, and then the game-winning extra point for them. I mean, Boonton still looks strong. They have the athletes at the important skill positions. It's hard to knock them off. Number 2 is Swag. My team played them Code Red. And, well, you know what? They shut us out. Their offense is still rolling. They look exactly as dominant as they did the year before. They're going to be a tough squad, and they always are a tough squad. Coming in at number 3, the Spartans. All right, so they beat Dime City. And you know what? I think Spartans look really good in the sense that they don't give up much defensively. Their offensive line is probably the best. And I don't think it's really much of a dispute. Their offensive line's always been really freaking good, led by Thark McCowie, the captain, and the center. But yeah, they take over the number 3 spot. They're beating Dime. They look like the better team. And you know what? Big O, Omar Abbasi, the quarterback, his knee looks good, man. I mean, yeah, this is a flag football league. It's ultimately a rec league, but he was running out there. And I haven't really seen Big O run like that in basically my entire JAMS career. I know he's had knee issues, and you know what? He was moving around looking good. Number 4, I got the newcomers there, the heavy hitters. They moved up big time after their game against Boone. They looked really good. They had the athletes. Like, they really matched up well against the Boone Bounty Hunters, and I was really impressed by their play. These guys could be a really good team. They did look a little weak at some spots. Their line play was a little spotty. But, and a little bit, they did give up a lot of busted coverage plays. But even then, they made up for it with a Powell Becca pick. And that guy's a great corner, great safety. He's a great DB. I've seen him lock down a lot of guys. Me and D'Lo were actually talking about, this guy's really underrated. We just never give him enough credit. But, yeah, heavy hitters are a good team. They have the athletes, especially at QB, James Holloway. He was supposed to be on the Gladiators last year, but if I remember correctly, he just can't make it to the games. But yeah, watch out for them. They're a great squad. Coming in at number 5, the Knights. I mean, I feel bad for knocking the Knights down a peg. They literally moved down a spot, but it wasn't really their fault. I just think it's just the heavy hitters are that good. But the Knights, yeah, they did their job against the 9-man Gladiator squad. Seems like mostly it's going to be the same cast. Not much change there. But, yeah, I mean, we know what to expect them. They got the big old boys up front, and, yeah. Though I expect them to do good, or do well, rather. I don't know about offensively. I haven't seen the quarterback play, so I feel like that kind of always held them back. But we'll see how they do this year. Number 6, Union haven't moved from this spot. They're coming off a bye week. I actually started to ask myself this last week. Am I wrong about these guys? This is a team that once again went 9-1 last year, and I'm putting them in the middle of the pack. Well, we'll see. They have a game tonight. So, number 7, Dime City, and wow, they took the biggest drop. They fell 5 spots this week, but there's some weird things at play. Usually, whenever you looked at Dime City Silent, they always had half a team ready to go. This time, they only had 2 or 3 guys. They didn't field their usual full roster. And then they didn't look as physical or athletic against Spartans. Nothing. There was no pop in their game. I didn't see anything too exciting from them. Of course, Mike Gordon looked good, but still, I didn't see much going on. Bean Harris, I mean, he got a couple catches. He looked like the other part of their offense outside of Gordon. But they still didn't look that good up front. And for the most part, it didn't seem like they could get their offense going. They had 2 quarterbacks. I don't really know their names because they were both wearing white T-shirts. So, yeah, we'll see how they continue to do, I think, tonight. So, oh, no, sorry. They have a bye this week. But yeah, coming in at number 8 is the Canes, and I watched this game for the most part. Or actually, I can't even say for the most part. I was kind of distracted talking with some other guys on the sidelines, and like every time I glimpsed at the field, I just kind of like noticed like nothing really excited me about this team, and like that's why they haven't moved too much in my power rankings. The only thing I didn't know is that they were really committed to the run. The QB likes to run, and they still like to run the ball with their running back, even though it's not Randy Barbelow anymore. So yeah, I mean, not too much for me to be excited about. But at the same time, I think I said this before. This team, I'm not really sure where it plays. I just need to see more from them before I can move them up even further. Now, number 9 is the Gladiators, and you know what? Having attendance issues on the first week is never a good sign. The good news, though, is they're having the Gubber Bros come back next week. They just came back from Hajj, but they still only had 9 people show up against the Knights. They did have a bit of a QB switch in the middle of the game. Brian Linden was a starter, and then came in Dave Kilkenny of Hurricanes fame. And it looked like Brian got the ball from Kilkenny a bunch. I think he had 5 receptions or so. And then Brandon Gonzalez, he had a great stat line. He had about 8 catches or something ridiculous like that. I want to see something from them this week. This is going to be their first like real squad this week. They should have a full roster as they go up against Boonton. Coming in at 10 is my team, Code Red. And you know what? Some quick words is I thought we looked rusty, like we haven't played football in a while. And about the same time, in the second half, we gave a better outing. So hopefully we continue that into next week. We have a bye this week, so yeah. Coming in last place is VS, and honestly, it's going to be a long season for them. They haven't had a good offensive line since, I don't mean to my own horn, but there were a lot of good players on that roster when I was there, or better linemen than Darshak has had over the past 2-3 seasons. The good news for them, though, is that Victor Campos finally looks healthy again. If you guys remember from like 2-3 years ago, Victor Campos was probably one of the best pass rushers in this league. His combination of strength and speed, especially for a guy who's probably like less than 5'8". I mean, he was a beast, and he looked good. He was moving around the wall. So, yeah, that wraps up this week's power rankings. Now I'm going to head on to my predictions. And you know what? We only have 4 games this week, 3 teams on bye. Those 2 teams are Code Red, Dime City, and the Knights. So, yeah, the first game, Friday night, heavy hitters against Hurricanes. The heavy hitters are a strong squad, and like I said, I don't have a good read on the Hurricanes yet. But I got the heavy hitters winning this one 20-6. The next game, also tonight, Union versus BS. The Union have always had a really good offense. Rajab's always held tight ship. Evan Naeem always calling the plays. And then there's always the wide receiver himself, Mustafa Abbasi. And Rajab must always connect well. I have them dropping 35 against VS. And well, I'll give VS a gentleman's shutout. They got 6 points. So 35-6 Union. Coming up on the first Sunday game is going to be Swag against Spartans. And wow. I didn't really know how to judge this game. I really like the Swag offense. At the same time, Spartans defense looked really good. I don't think they have as many athletes in the secondary, but the Spartans do have a big physical line. They did have a pick 6 against Dime City. And you know what? They're always pretty well organized. But I got Swag winning 14-8, a little bit different from the usual Swag air raid offense. I think this will be a closer one than the scoreboard indicates. So, yeah, I got Swag winning that one. And the final game, Boonton versus the Gladiators. I don't know, man. I think Boonton's just such a good squad. I know they've been practicing since, middle of August. So it was shortly after Ramadan ended. So they've been going for a while. They've been playing together for a while. I'll go with Boonton 28, Glad 6. And you know what? That's it for my show this week. Make sure you guys follow us on Instagram and Twitter at JAMS_football. We've been updating regularly. And make sure to check us out on Facebook as well. I want to say that page is JAMS Football, but I'll post in the comment section to make sure. I know we're probably posting a live event today. So, yeah, hopefully it's going to be great. I'll see you guys next week. Have a good one.